What to do when your child lies. Yeah, what to do when your child lies. Lying is not the problem, fear is. Let me say this again for emphasis sake. I said lying is not the problem. Then, if lying is not the problem, what then is the problem? You will find out what exactly it is in this live session. My name is Ayuluwa Adedeji, the parenting guru, your coach. And here we are on the parenting with Coach Ayuluwa live on my YouTube channel. If you are joining me for the first time, please say hi in the comment section. Let's welcome you the proper way. All right. And if you have been joining me in class, oh, you are welcome back. And I'm glad to have you here with me. Today, we are talking about a very, very, very serious issues that we are having in parenting. I mean, most, if not one of the most popular complaint that I've heard from parents. I think this is one of them. If this is not the commonest complaint I receive from parents, this should be one of them. Parents complain to me, oh, my child tell lies, my child lies, any little thing, my child will tell lie, I can't even trust my child, and all of that. So I am bringing to you here this evening, this real conversation. What to do when your child lies without breaking trust. Without breaking trust. And I said that lying is not the problem. Mm-mm. Lying is not the problem. Fear is the problem. And if you don't understand this, you may unknowingly raise a child who becomes better at hiding. You may unintentionally raise a child who is good at lying. Here we have some adults. I have interacted with some adults that they lie at impulse. And I keep wondering, is it that this person doesn't know that she's lying? I mean, they even tell lies in situation that doesn't warrant telling lies. So for us to avoid raising adults who become such person, we really, really need to understand what exactly it is that is making a child to lie. So that you won't unknowingly raise a child who becomes better at hiding, who becomes better at lying, not better at being honest. Not better at being honest. Honesty. No, let me not digress. We'll have another session, talking about honesty. So, because the truth most of us don't understand, most of us parents, we don't realize this, is that your child doesn't lie because your child is bad. Come here, listen, hear me. I mean, your child is not a bad child because your child is telling lies. Yes, I said that. I know when we were growing up, when a child starts lying, I mean, all of us, yes, all of us as a child, we told lies, we lied. But our parents didn't understand what exactly it is. And they didn't understand how to actually handle it properly. And now you are here. You are here. So I want you to learn how to address lying better, in a better way that will build trust, that will not, affect connection with your child. So I said your child doesn't lie because your child is bad. In those days, when you tell lies, I could remember our parents say, o ti ń parọ́, ọmọ tó ń parọ́ máa jalè, ẹ̀mí èṣù ti wọnú ẹ. If you are not Yoruba, I'm sorry, I'll try to interpret it as much as I can. Meaning that you are telling lies. Because you are now telling lies, definitely you will be stealing. They will introduce what is not in the equation. They will not even bother to understand why Some will even say that because the child is telling lies, that child need deliverance. The child is demon possessed. Yes, some of us will say, that child is demon possessed, so we need to pray. That child need to undergo deliverance because the spirit of lie has entered that child. I agree with you that there is something called spirit. There is spirit of lie. I agree that there is devil, there are demons. I totally agree because the scripture says that we shouldn't be ignorant of the wiles of the devil. So I totally agree with you. But believe me honestly, most things that we tag spiritual in parenting, they are developmental processes. Yes, they are things that are normal, except on exceptional cases. That a child is telling lies is not as bad as you think, except it now becomes so, an exceptional cases, issue, a mental issue, and that must have been, it would have been, there will be patterns. Yes, there will be patterns. Then it has to be clinically diagnosed. So sometimes when I hear, my child is this, my child is demon possessed, my child can lie, and all of that. And most times when parents say this to me and I analyze it, they eventually leave my coaching table knowing that the problem is not with that child, but the problem is with the parents. I do say this, that parenting is first about you and I. Yes, parenting is first about you before your child. Before your child. So your child is not telling lies because your child is bad, because your child is demon possessed, because your child. No, some of us we even start quoting scriptures. How Ananias and Sapphira lied and they died. Eh? Hmm. All right. Your child lies because your child doesn't feel safe saying the truth, because your child doesn't feel safe telling the truth. That is why your child is telling lies. I will have another session that I will dig into, I will have deep discussion around why children tell lies. I will talk about neuroscience, how children brain works. I will talk about psychology, the psychology of lie in detail, so that we will understand. When we understand why, we will be able to address that challenge appropriately. But hear me in this class, that the fact that your child is telling lie, fine, lying is not an acceptable behavior. I'm not saying lying is good or you should overlook it when your child is telling lie. No, that's not what I'm saying. Of course, I am not saying that. But what I'm saying is that your child is not a bad child for telling lies. Your child is telling lies because your child has not felt safe telling the truth. And that is not your child's fault. It means you have not created a system that encourages telling truth in your home. That is just it. And the way you respond to lying today determines whether your child will trust you tomorrow. It determines whether your child will stop lying. While I agree that lying is a developmental, processes, there are things that happens when a child is developing, when a child is growing. But if you address it appropriately, the way you should address it, at certain age, your child should stop lying. So how you respond to your child when your child tell lies as a child, from like age 3 to 6, 7, 8, determines whether your child will trust you. And trust me, if your child does not trust you, your child cannot tell you the truth. So the way you respond to lying today will determine whether your child will trust you tomorrow. We determine whether your child. So if you have a teenager and your teenager is still consistently telling lies, you probably did not handle lying appropriately when that teenager was a child. You didn't handle it well. At that stage, your child, as a teenager, your child should have learned honesty as a skill, the skill of honesty. The skill of honesty. At that stage, your teenager should be able to walk up to you when your child make mistake and open up to you. If you have really, addressed lying appropriately when that child was young. So let me guess a scenario. You have asked your child something simple. Maybe a plate broke or a cup broke or something just got broken in the house, and he asks a simple question: "Did you break it?" And your child say, "No, I'm not the one." No, or okay, maybe home phone. Yes, maybe home phone. This a general one that happens in almost every home. So you ask your child, "Have you done your own homework?" And even when the evidences are just glaring that your child hasn't done what you asked him or her to do, your child still say no. Your child hasn't done the home phone. You ask, "Have you done your home phone?" Your child say, "Yes, I have done it." "Did you break this?" And it happened that it was your child that did it, and they said, "No, I'm not the one." And something rises inside of you. You are frustrated, you are angry, maybe you are even afraid, and you start thinking, why is my child lying? Am I failing as a parent? This is how it starts. Oh, hey, wait, am I raising a dishonest child? What is wrong with this child? What else can I do? And before you know it, your voice changes. Everything changes. Your tone sharpens. You are just shouting. Your voice is just at the rooftop. And the atmosphere becomes so tightened and everywhere is tensed. Everywhere is tensed. The atmosphere is tense. Tension is written everywhere. And now, it's no longer about the lie. No, it is not. It is about power. It is about controlling. It is about winning. You have left the lie. You have not addressed the lie. You are exercising control. You want to win the situation. But let me tell you this. Let me just tell you this. The moment your child feels unsafe, the moment your child feels unsafe, truth leaves the room. If you are here with me, type that in the comment section. The moment, I don't want to digress into the psychology of life. This will lead us, because talking about the psychology of life is a whole webinar on its own. And when I want to address that, I want to really address it so that we will all understand. So that we will all understand. When your child feels unsafe, when your child has this feeling that, I am not safe here, that child will not say the truth, because truth will disappear from that room. No matter what happened, no matter how you tried. Have you experienced this, that your child tells lie and it's so obvious, you are so sure, the evidence is just, it's just glaring. You are so confident that this child is telling lies. You are just so confident, and you keep asking your child, and your child is denying. And your child is denying confidently, and you are getting angry. You're like, but I can see that this is lie, but I can see that you have done this. Have you ever experienced that? If you have experienced that, please say yes in the comment section. If you have experienced that, what it means is that that child is not telling lies because that child is a bad child. That child is feeling unsafe. The child is feeling unsafe. If you can make that child to feel safe within a tinkle of an eye, your child will say the truth. Your child will say the truth. Hmm? Your child will say the truth, honestly. Because the moment your child feels unsafe, truth leaves the room. Truth disappears from the room. So let's shift something very, 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 very important. Children don't lie because they don't understand truths. They understand, even toddlers, eh? Even toddlers, they understand the truth. They know the difference between lies and truth. Surprisingly, they do. They do. So they lie because of these three core fears. And I really want you to pay attention, because if you understand this, raising honest children, will be so easy for you if you understand what I'm about to talk, what I'm about to say. So they lie because of these three core fears, three reasons. Number one is fear of punishment. Who is here with me? Put that in the comment section. Fear of punishment. You and I know now, when we were younger and we tell lies, what was running through our mind? Hmm? What? Fear of punishment. Then fear of disappointment. Sure, I said it that our children don't lie because they are bad. Sometimes they lie to protect us. Yes. Sometimes your child tell lies to protect you. So when I say your child, the reason why your child is not a bad child for telling lies, your child is not actually the reason for telling lies. Most times, you, the parent, you are the reason. This is what I mean. Sometimes your child tell lies to protect you when they know that when they say the truth, you can lose your temper, you can lose your anger, you can be so furious. So in order to protect you emotionally, they tell lies. Our daughter once told me this. He said, because I didn't want you to get angry. That was why I told lie. So was it a fault? No, it wasn't. It wasn't. It was actually my fault. It wasn't our fault. It means that we have not been able to help her to trust us well enough. That is just it. So the third fear is fear of disconnection. Fear of disconnection. Especially some of us parents who will use silent treatment when our children, misbehave. Your child can tell lies because of fear of disconnection, because your child doesn't want to be disconnected with you. So the three core fears that makes children to tell lies: number one, I said fear of punishment, fear of disappointment, fear of disconnection. Fear of disconnection. I hope you are with me. So when your child tell lies, your child is not asking, how do I deceive my parents? Most time we think our children are deceiving us, and that will get us angry. So you think I can't think? You think I don't have sense, Abi? Am I mad? With all of that, I've said that before. Yes, I have. Here I do tell you that parenting is not about perfection. Nobody is perfect. We just keep learning and keep growing, because parenting is a journey. It's not a destination. So we keep learning every day, we keep growing, we keep going. All right. So when your child is telling lies, or when your child uh, is facing these three core fears, your child is not asking, how do I deceive my parents? Your child is asking, am I safe enough to tell the truth here? Am I safe enough? Am I safe enough to tell the truth? That is the question your child is asking. That is the question your child is asking. Am I safe here? Am I safe enough to tell the truth here? And your response uh, uh, to that question will, matters. It really matters. Hmm? Your response to that question matters. And the question is not, they're not asking that question verbally. So, of course, you're not going to respond verbally. You respond through your response, through your reaction. The way you react to your child will determine whether you are answering that question appropriately. Appropriately. So, let me also let me share a real life moment with you. A mother found a chocolate sachet, nylon, that's wrapper, that chocolate wrapper, hidden under her child's bed. We all did that. Eh? You and I know now how we used to do it when we were young. So this mother found that under her child's bed and she called him. My son, did you eat the chocolate I asked you not to eat? Without even thinking twice. Child said, no, ma. No, ma. She was so afraid. When you have seen something, you have evidence, and the person is still like, you can easily get, out of your emotion. You can easily. And that's why I keep saying that emotional intelligence is huge in parenting. If you are a parent, you are a teacher, you are an educator, you cannot manage your emotion. You lack emotional intelligence. There is fire on the mountain. And nobody seems to be there is fire on the mountain because you will mess up most of the time. Not because you are a bad parent, but because you lack skills. You lack the tools that you need to use at that time. So this mother became so furious. You are lying. You are a liar. I can see it. And the child froze. And in that moment, something deeper. When you react in this manner that this woman reacted, when you react in that manner, something deeper was happening. The child wasn't just, avoiding punishment. He was trying to avoid losing his mother's approval. Losing his mother's approval. So when your child lies, it could be that your child doesn't want to lose your approval. Now imagine a different response in that scenario that I just shared with you. The same situation, let me just paint a better response. Something that if the mother has responded in that manner, things would have, been better. Just the same situation but different response. The same child. If a mother discovers that his son, as the woman has discovered that his son has eaten the chocolate she asked him not to eat, and she asked, did you eat the chocolate? And the child said, no, ma, I didn't eat it, just as the boy responded. And the mother knelt down beside the child and held the child and say, hey, I think something happened here. I'm not upset. I'm not angry. I just want to understand. What do you think would happen? The child may hesitate at first. Yes, it's possible. But I can tell you that the child will eventually see the truth. The child will eventually see the truth. Do you notice what changed? It was not the child, though. It was not the child that changed. It was the emotional safety. It means the child was safe emotionally. And when I'm talking about discipline, and I keep saying that safety, safety, or you are teaching. I've seen too many teachers teaching and holding cane. You are teaching a child and you are holding cane. It is counterproductive. Because the message you are sending to that child is that you are not safe with me. So when a child is not safe with you, you think that child can really learn? I have talked about how children brain works in one of the sessions. If your child is not feeling safe, the section of the brain that's supposed to internalize what you are teaching will switch off. It's like you want to get into a room and you turn off the light and the room is filled with darkness. You can enter that room, but you won't find it easy moving around. You won't be able to navigate conveniently. That's how it works. That is how it works. So if you want to discipline a child or you want to get the truth from a child and you already made that child feel unsafe, you have already made the environment, the atmosphere so tense, you won't hear the truth. You will eventually raise a child who is very good at hiding. That kind of child will pretend, they will hide their feelings, they will hide emotions, they will be truthful, and you may not even realize it. That's the most deadly part of it. You may not even realize that. Emotional safety. Emotional safety is huge in parenting. If you don't know how to create a safe environment, how to make your child feel safe, you really need to learn, honestly. And that's why I created this platform, that all of us might come together to learn, so that we can do better in our parenting. And please, if you are watching this, please share the link to this video to parents or your contact, whoever that is parenting with you, your children teacher, your neighbor, your church member, your colleagues, particularly those who are co-parenting with you, so that you can learn together, you can know how to address issues together in your parenting, so that you can complement each other, so that you won't be doing something and another person is doing another thing entirely. It will sabotage all your efforts. So share the link to this class to parents on your contact. So let's talk about why fear creates liars. Why fear creates liars. When children grow in fear-based homes where the parenting system, uses fear, they learn something very, very, very dangerous. And I will share with you. And again, I really want you to listen. They learn that truth is risky. Truth is risky. And even you as adults, if you notice that something is risky, would you do it? You wouldn't. You wouldn't. You wouldn't do that. You wouldn't do that. So when your child learns that truth is risky, your child won't tell the truth. Your child won't tell the truth, no matter how you try. Then I'm talking about children who grow up in fear-based home. They learn something dangerous, very, very dangerous. The first thing is that truth is risky. The second one is that mistake caused connection. That when I make mistake, it will affect my connection with my parents. And of course, children are wired for connection. So they don't want anything that will disconnect them from their parents. And that was why I said initially that your child may be lying to protect you. That your child may be lying to protect you. I think you will understand that better now. Then they also learn that honesty leads to pain. And a lot of us has taught our children this unknowingly. Yes, many of us have taught our children this, that I said, that honesty leads to pain. A lot of us has taught our children. So when a child learns these three things, that trust is risky, that mistakes cause connection, that honesty leads to pain, what do? Of course, they will adapt. They will adapt. They will become smarter. They will become faster, and they will become more strategic. Hey, see who you are raising. Hmm? See who you are raising. So when you say, oh, that's not how I raised you, I didn't teach you to be this, I didn't teach you to be that, now I am telling you, and now you are knowing what you are doing wrong. Right? Excuse me. Sorry? Now you know what you are doing wrongly. Your child will become smarter, faster than you. You see, let me tell you a secret. If when your child tells lies, you beat, you shout, you shame, You do all sorts, you turn the house upside down. Let me tell you what you are doing. Sometimes you may think that your child has stopped, but in the real sense, most times they don't stop. Most times they don't stop. This is what they do. They become smarter, they become faster, they become more strategic. So they will think ahead even before you dictate. If they want to do something, they will strategize. They will think ahead. So that's why when most parents say, I don't tolerate nonsense, I don't take nonsense, and so many nonsenses are happening in their house, right under their nose, without them even knowing. These are the causes. Hmm? These are the causes. So your child becomes faster, not in truth, oh. Your child becomes smarter and more strategic, not in truth, but in hiding. In hiding. And this is how lying becomes a pattern. This is how lying becomes a pattern, not a one-time behavior. Like I said earlier, I have seen adults, even in the church system, and most of them look and they sound so spiritual. They sound so spiritual that at a point you begin to wonder if you are the one that has the problem. In a situation, I mean, somebody has told a lie against me openly, and people around were like, "This is not true." And so I was just looking, and someone was even trying to, this is not true, and she picked up a fight with that person. And these are the kind of people that, before we start praying, they will start speaking in tongues. Hmm? They will start speaking because it has been a pattern over the years. Over the years. So at impulse, even when there's no need to tell lies, they will, because they have learned these three things: that truth is risky, that mistakes cause connection, and that honesty leads to pain. And that's how they become smarter in lying, they become faster in lying, they become more strategic. And this goes into adulthood. But in emotionally safe homes, it is totally different. It is totally different. Children learn something different from what I just discussed. They learn that I can tell the truth and still be loved. I can tell the truth and still be loved. Something happened this evening. When our children woke up, today is Saturday, so there's a kind of relaxation that we all have. So I told our 6-year-old son, when he woke up, I said, okay, go and brush your teeth and have your bath so that you can have breakfast. So he went into his bathroom. I already put paste on his toothbrush. And I went into, I hope he's not listening to me. And I was doing something. After I was done, I came out and I noticed that his teeth was not properly brushed. And I asked, did you brush your teeth? He said yes. I said, but this your teeth is not clean enough. I just swiftly, I said, well, he's a child, he's still learning. That means I still need to monitor him the next time he's brushing his teeth. Only for him to come and meet me this evening. And he said, Mommy, can I tell you something? I said, yes. And he started laughing. Can I tell you something? I said, yes. He said, in the morning, I didn't brush my teeth. I just licked the toothpaste. Hey, we just started laughing. Did he do the right thing? Of course, no. But there's a message in what happened. It means that to some extent, we have been able to create a safe home, that he has learned that I can tell the truth and still be loved. That even if I tell my mom that I didn't brush my teeth in the morning, heaven will not let loose. That communicates safety. Safety. So children who grew up in emotionally safe home, they learn these three things: that I can tell the truth and still be loved. That mistake does not remove connection. That even if I make mistake, it doesn't affect my connection with my parents. And the third thing they learn is that my parent is safe even when I'm wrong. that my parents won't get angry, my parents won't lose their temper even when I'm wrong. And that is how honesty grows. Just as when children who grow up in a fear-based home, when they learn their three things and lies grow, dishonesty grows. Children who grow up in emotionally safe home, they learn these three things: that I can tell the truth, even and still be loved. That I can tell the truth and still be loved. Right? Mistakes don't remove connection, and that my parents is safe even when I make mistake. Then their skill as honesty begins to grow. Their skill, honesty as a skill, begins to grow. Most times, we don't even need to sit our children down and tell them, tell the truth, every time, say the truth. We don't even need to start quoting scriptures upon scriptures upon scriptures for those of us that are religious or faith-based parents. Should we use scripture to teach our children? Of course, yes, we do that. But most times we even use scripture to terrorize our children, to bully our children, to create fear. We create fear. We use scripture. We use scripture to create fear. It is better to act it than saying it. You know, when a child tells lies, and you say, see, the soul that sinners shall die. In the Bible, Ananias and Sapphira, they told a lie. As they told a lie, Ananias fell down and died. 15 minutes later, his wife came in. His wife told lie. She fell down and died. And you finish quoting the scripture, and that the child is wondering, but I've told lies and I didn't die. You are not actually teaching honesty. You are creating fear. And like I do say, fear stifles growth. Nobody thrives under fear. Even you as a parent, you cannot. How much more children? Nobody, no matter how intelligent you are, no matter how good you are, nobody thrives under fear. Fear stifles growth. So if you are using fear-based strategy, you are wrong. I'm not sorry to say that. You are wrong and you need to repent. Yes. You need to do what? To repent. So that is how honesty grows. So if you create an emotionally safe home for your child will tell the truth. I often say this, that if you create an enabling environment for children will say the truth. Children will say the truth. And that's why some children, for those of you, when you are not around, when you are around and a visitor comes and you tell your child, go and tell the visitor that I'm not around, innocently, the child will say, my mommy said. Have you experienced that? Yes, stop lying. Stop teaching your child to lie. Yeah, teaching your child how to lie. Let me even say this. Some of us, we taught our children how to lie. Yes, we did, without us knowing. So when the child is now telling lies, to us, we can't accommodate it. I mean, I once had a neighbor when I was in the university. They are family people. The children were in secondary school that time. So when the children were asked to bring something, maybe a fee or maybe something in the school that they need, the mother will give the children. And I will overhead them. My window, my bedroom window, and their living room window, they are opposite. So and the place is the environment is a quiet environment. So we hear conversations clearly. And the mother will tell the children, see, when your daddy asks you that, have I given you money for this? Tell him that I have not given you, so that he will give you. And when he gives you, you return it to me. What is that? It's lying. No matter how you want to polish it, no matter how you want to package it, lie is lie. Even if you call it white lie or blue lie or black lie, I don't know whichever one, but what I know is lie. So what is that woman doing? The woman is teaching her children how to lie, and eventually the first child grew up, and she gained admission into NCA, and she started doing all sorts that her landlord had to call the parents. Sometimes we create the kind of children we are seeing. Like my teacher would say, Grace Fowowe, he would say that parenting is 18 years curriculum. That what you see after 18 years is your report card. So if you raise a child who becomes an adult and the child is still telling lies, we shouldn't fault that child. We should fault your parenting system as a parent. Yes. Because at that time, that child should have learned honesty as a skill. Honesty as a skill. The child should have learned that. So oftentimes, we create what we are seeing our children doing. We create it unknowingly to us, unintentionally. Actually, that was not what we want to raise. That wasn't the kind of child we wanted to raise. But because we lack skills, we lack to. And I keep telling you, come and learn parenting, read books, attend courses. I have written 8 books on parenting, books that are changing lives, that are changing parenting systems, that are helping parents to raise well-balanced children. The links are in my in the description box. Get books, they are affordable. We made it affordable. That's why we made it e-copy, so that you can get it wherever you are all over the world, so that you can acquire skills that you need. See, parenting is not intuitive. It is not an intuition. It is a skill that you need to learn and grow with it. Even me, your coach, I still learn parenting. I'm still learning. I'm still attending courses, in case you don't know. I still read books. So if I, with all that I know, with all the works that I've done in parenting, if I still have to do this so that I can improve, how much more those of us that our work is not even related to parenting? Parenting is not an intuition. You don't know how to parent because you have given birth to children. No, no, you need to learn. You need to learn. And that's why I even created this free platform. Come and learn. I will give you 1 hour to teach you. Just come and learn. Most of us will still not attend. It's all right. So let me talk about what to do in the moment, what you need to do when your child tells lies. A lot of us, we are swept away by that attitude. We lose our temper, we lose anger, we are angry, we're emotionally down, and all of that. What do? We need to go practical at this level, because in that moment when your child lies, you actually don't need theory. You don't need theory. You need clarity. And that's what I'm about to give you in this section. So here is what exactly you should do when your child tells lies. The first thing to do is to regulate yourself first. Regulate yourself first. Because if you react emotionally, you will shut down honestly. See, children read mood more than adults. Even when what you are saying does not conform with what is inside of you, they know. They know. Children can read emotions. They can. So if you react emotionally, you have shut down honesty, because your child would like to protect him or herself, or to protect you. So pause. Take a deep breath. Relax. Nobody will die. Relax. Nothing will happen. Your child is not a bad child. Your child is not possessed. Your child is not demon possessed. No. The scripture says that children are an heritage of the Lord, and the fruit of the womb it is reward. Sorry, if you are not a Christian, the Bible is just a book that all of us can learn from. So your child is still a good child. Even when your child is telling lies, you just need to, change your parenting system, and you will get the result that you want. So pause, breathe, lower your voice, be calming down. Be calming down, because your child is not just hearing your words, like I say. Your child is reading your emotional safety. And if your child can perceive that you are not emotionally safe, your child will not tell you the truth, no matter how much you try. Your child will not tell you the truth. And if that continues consistently, you are creating a pattern that we grow a child into a lying adult. Calm down. Regulate yourself first. Regulate yourself. Don't feel threatened. Even if you have the evidence with you that your child has told a lie, still calm down. Eh? Be calming down. Please, ma. Please, sir. So step two, remove the threat. The threat. A lot of us can threat someone like me. If you don't do this, this is what I will do. Sure, you are there. Me, I have left you. Me, I have left you. I am now born again. I am now born again. So remove the threat. Instead of why are you lying? You are a liar. Why would you do this? Why can't you say the truth? Those words are threatening words, and it won't bring the truth. It won't bring out honesty in your child. If your child would say the truth in that circumstance, it will be out of fear, and your child has not learned honesty. For a child to tell truth every time, that child needs to understand the skill of honesty. So instead of saying, why are you lying? Instead of shaming, instead of tagging your child, you are a liar, say, I'm not upset. Sometimes I will tell my daughter, see, I'm not angry. I'm not angry. I just want to understand what happened. I just want to know the truth. You see that sentence alone, it will calm your. Sometimes when I say that to her daughter, she will just, she will just have a deep breath and she will start talking. It means you have created emotionally safe environment where your child can be honest. Where your child can be honest. So that statement changes everything. So remove the threat. Don't threaten. Don't threaten. Don't threaten. All right. Then the third step, invite the truth. Don't force it. If you force the truth, you will not get it. Invite it. Invite the truth. Truth grows in safety, not pressure. Let me say this again. Truth, it grows in safety, not pressure. If you are pressurizing your child to talk, did you do this or not? Did you not do this? Did I tell you not to do this? Well, you are pressurizing. You are pressurizing, and truth will not grow. It is lie, pretense that will grow in that situation. So truth grows in honesty, not pressure. So instead of forcing truth, interrogating like a police officer. Some of us act like that. We act. We treat our children as if we have caught criminal. You know how police will do when they catch criminal. That's how some of us handle our children, and it is not right. If you want to teach honesty as a skill, that is not right. It is not. It is not. So you can say, tell me the truth. You are not in trouble for saying the truth. You are not in trouble for being honest. I just want to know. I just want to know, and I mean it. And please mean it. If you say that, and that child eventually now trusts you, that statement will encourage your child to trust you. If your child now trusts you and your child now tell you the truth, and eventually you now flare up, or you now start beating, or you now start shout, you now start doing a lot. Next time, no matter how you try, your child will not tell you the truth. No matter how you try, because you have broken your child's trust because of lack of emotional intelligence. You have broken your child. You see, children are faithful. Once they trust you, once they trust you, they trust you. And when that trust is broken, it will take a lot of effort for you to be able to convince them to trust you again. And when your child does not trust you, forget. You are on your own. So invite the truth. Do not force it. Then step 4, separate the child from behavior. I use this analogy in my book. If you have read my book, Discipline Without Damage, you will understand perfectly what I'm saying. But if you have not read the book, well, there's still opportunity. You can get it on my seller store. The link is in my comment section. In that book, I use an analogy of separating a behavior from a child. I use a farmer, to explain that, what I mean by that. When a farmer plants a plant, definitely weeds will grow around that plant. And I said in that book that the plants that a farmer planted is that child, and the farmer is you and I, the parent. So the weeds around that plant, around that child now, they are lying, laziness, what do you call it? Lack of focus. Mention it. All those things that we tag as bad behaviors, they are the weeds around that plant. Who is the child? Now, a wise farmer will not, out of anger, uproot the weed and the plants. A wise farmer will not do that. What will a wise farmer do? A wise farmer will take his or her time and separate the weed carefully, without damaging the plants. So as a parent, the farmer, you carefully separate that bad behavior, that lying, that inconsistent, that lack of focus, that thing you call laziness, that thing you call distraction, and all of that thing you call addiction. You will carefully separate it from your child. So you need to separate your child from the behavior. Your child is not a liar because your child is telling lies. Your child has not learned the skill of honesty. Yes, your child has not learned the skill of honesty. If your child has learned the skill of honesty, your child will not lie again. A doctor is always a doctor. A barrister is always a barrister. So if you are calling your child a liar, what now happens when your child now learns the skill of honesty? What do you call your child? So you need to learn to separate your child from the behavior. Never label your child as a liar. I know this is it's easy to fall into that trap, especially when you are angry. You are a liar. Why are you telling lies? Please avoid that. Instead, say, that wasn't the truth, but we can fix that. That doesn't mean you accepted lying. No, lying is not an acceptable behavior. No matter how we tag it, no matter how we try to romance it, blue lie, white lie, red lie, I don't know which other color that we use, but lie is lie. Lie is lie. So separating your child from that behavior, from lying, doesn't mean you accept. It doesn't mean you are giving in. It just means you are on the process of doing the right thing so that your child can learn honesty as a skill. So instead of labeling your child a liar, tell your child that wasn't truth. That wasn't the truth. You have not said the truth, but we can fix it. Sometimes I tell my children, see, I am here to help you. I just want to hear the truth. I am not here to judge you. Just let me understand what happens. And they will calm down and start saying the truth. This protects their identity. Don't give your child wrong identity. Don't give your child wrong identity just because your child is struggling with a skill. Because your child has not learned a skill, don't give your child wrong identity. Some of you will even tell your friend, you will gossip your children to your friend. That my child is a liar. That my child can lie. You are gossiping your child. Why? Instead, if you think it's becoming unbearable, seek professional. That's why we are here. Seek professional. I have parents who will contact me. Oh, my child is lying. My child is doing this. And I will give them what to do. All right. So step 5, teach, don't terrify. African parents, we are good at terrifying our children. Teach, don't terrify. When you terrify, you create fear. And I said it earlier that nobody thrives under fear. Fear stifles growth. Fear promotes dishonesty. Yes. I've said it earlier. One of the reasons why children lie is fear of punishment. Fear of punishment. So if you create fear, a child is already struggling with lying and you are still creating fear. And you want the child to tell you the truth. No, it doesn't work. It doesn't work. So teach, do not terrify. Don't terrify your child. When the truth comes out, don't explode. Shebi, I said it. I said you have been telling lies. Now the truth has come. You will see shege today. Don't explode. Don't. But guide, correct, and stay connected. Guide, correct, stay connected. That is how to grow honesty. That is how to teach honesty as a skill, because discipline without connection creates secrecy. Discipline without connection creates secrecy. Let me repeat it. You can put it in the comment section so that we can all see. Discipline without connection creates secrecy. If you are disciplined without connecting with your children, you are raising a secretive child. The reason why many of us grew up as an adult and we can keep secrets, some of us will be dying in silence. There are people that can help us around, but because it has become pattern, we have grew up with secrecy, we just keep hiding. And in church system, they ask, "Oh, Paul is well." Say, "All is well." Oh, meanwhile, nothing is well. Do I mean you should be screaming your problem, telling everybody? No, 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 no. That's not what I'm saying. But there has to be people that you can confide in, except you are in the wrong circle. Except if you are in the wrong circle. And of course, if you are in the wrong circle and what would you be doing there? What? Secrecy. Discipline without connection creates secrecy. Now, let me quickly talk about building a safe home so that your child can learn the skill called honesty, so that your child can be saying the truth, easily. All right. So if you want your child to stop telling lies, no matter how bad you think it has gone, so far it has not been clinically diagnosed that it's a mental problem. Sometimes lying could be a mental problem, and that must have been pattern. It must have been clinically confirmed that this is actually a problem that need further attention. So if you want your child to stop telling lie, don't just correct the moment. You need to create the environment. You need to build the environment. See, environment is everything. Environment is everything. So what does emotional safety looks like? It's like this. Let me just give you a few things that and you will know if you have created a safe environment, and probably you will know now what I'm about to say. You will know whether you are the reason why your child is lying, or there is a problem with your child. When your child can admit mistakes without panic, your child can admit that I've made mistake without panicking. That is what emotional safety means. So if your child cannot admit to mistake, it means your child is not emotionally safe with you. If your tone doesn't change love into fear, your tone doesn't change love into fear. Correction doesn't remove connection. Yes, you correct your child and you still connect. You still connect. You are correcting your child and your world is like, what is breaking? Just because you are correcting your child. No, that shouldn't be. Conversation feels safe, not like interrogation. Some of us are my mother used to be a very good interrogator. Thank God she's not here. So sometimes she used to join this class. My mother can interrogate. She will interrogate, and unconsciously you will lie against yourself. If you are like that, please come down from that table. I've told her it's not a good parenting style. No, it will raise children who are secretive, children who lack confidence. Grace just found someone like me. Even my grandmother. Some of us, some children that grew up in that kind of systems, that kind of parenting system, some of them can't even find their voice. Grace just found me. All right, so that's what emotional safety looks like. Children don't lie to just save the parents. They lie to unpredictable, yes, they lie to unpredictable reactions when they can't predict what you will do. Today they lie you beat, tomorrow they lie you don't beat, tomorrow another time they lie you shout. Your reaction is just unpredictable. They won't just lie to protect you. They will lie because you don't even know how mommy will react now. I don't know how daddy will take this now if I say this. And your child will begin to, tell lies. So what are the common mistakes that parents make? Number one, we need to talk about what not to do. Number one, overreacting. Hmm? A lot of us will overreact. Yes, overreacting. When you overreact, you teach your child to hide better next time. You teach your child to hide, to hide. So if you are the authoritative parenting, you will end up raising liars by default. By default, you end up raising liars. So you teach your children by overreacting. You teach your children to act, to hide better next time. Number two, interrogation. Just like I said, when you interrogate your child, rapid fire questioning increases fear. And one of the reasons why children tell lies is fear. In fact, the problem is not lie. The problem is fear. Fear of disappointment, fear of disconnection, fear of punishment. Those are so. Don't interrogate. Invite discussion. Don't interrogate your child. You have not caught a thief. You have not caught a criminal because your child is telling lies. Your child is still growing. Your child is still learning. Then public shame. Public shame. Hey, shame is not good though, because your child is lying. Please don't shame your child. Please don't shame your child. That is not a good way to raise honest children. That is not a good way to teach honesty. Do not shame your child for lying. No teacher should shame a student for not getting what he or she being taught. You just need to look at your environment. What is it that you are not doing correctly that you need to, do again? When you shame your child, shame kills honesty faster than punishment. If you are to choose, excuse me, if you are to choose between shaming and punishment, I would say punishment. But me, I won't choose any because both of them are not acceptable. Please don't shame your child for telling lies. It kills honesty. It kills honesty than punishment. Then mistake number four, punishing the truth. See, almost all of us are guilty. If your child now finally admits, say the truth, you are now punishing. Did you steal this? The child say, no, I didn't steal it. I'm not the one. Eventually, you find your way, you hack your child's mind. And your child eventually say, okay, I steal it. And you now start beating. You now start, talking. You now start harsh punishment. Your child won't try that again. Your child will tell lies and will stand. You will talk, talk, talk. You will threaten. You will interrogate. Your child will insist. Why? Because you have punished the truth. Please don't punish the truth. If your child tells the truth, you should thank your child. That's what I do. Even this evening, that's what I told my son. I said, thank you for telling me the truth. If your child insisted that he or she is not, what would you do? So one way to encourage honesty is to appreciate your child, celebrate your child for telling the truth, even when he or she has told a lie. All right. So how do we rebuild trust if trust is damaged already? If damage is already existing, your child has told lie for years, many times, and you have lost trust. Of course, your child too doesn't trust you. That's why your child is telling lie. Your child doesn't trust you that you'll be able to handle your child's truth. That's psychology of lie. Like I said, in another session, I will talk about psychology of lie. We'll talk about the neuroscience, reason, as in the brain function, how the brain function, how and why the science part of telling lies. We'll talk about it in another session. So, how do you rebuild trust even if damage already exists? If your child is already telling lie offers, please don't panic. Do not panic. I have good news for you. It is repairable. It may take time, it may require patience, it will definitely it will require effort. It will require, working on your parenting system consistently. And you may not get desired results immediately, but trust me, if you are consistent with what I've shared so far and what I want to share, honestly, you don't need any extra effort. Your child will stop telling lies and connection will come back, in your relationship with your child. So, how to build trust? Start responding calmly. Even when you have your fact, you have figures that your child is telling lie, be calm. Calm down. Respond calmly. Tell your child, like I said it, how I address my children. You are not in trouble. I will tell them I'm not upset. Honestly, I'm not angry. I just want to understand. And you are not in trouble for saying the truth. Say the truth. I just want to know what happened. And honestly, I will try as much as possible to be in charge of my emotions. Even when what they did is very annoying, I will comport myself because I have built trust and I wouldn't want that trust to be broken. I will be calm. So respond calmly no matter what happens. No matter what happens, respond calmly. Praise honesty immediately. I just finished talking about this. Pray honestly, honesty immediately. Your child tells the truth. Praise that effort. Oh, thank you for telling me the truth. Oh, I celebrate you for telling the truth. Hmm? If you if you already have a perceptual code, you use your perceptual code. That's what I tell my child. I say, oh, that's nice. This is how word changer behaves. Yes, this is how royalty behave. Royalties always say the truth. You anchor your teaching on the identity you are giving to your children. Praise honesty immediately, immediately. Then reduce harsh consequence. Most of us think that when we punish our children, when we make them pay heavily for telling lies, they will change. No. Remember what I said earlier. They will become smarter, they will become faster, and they will become more strategic, not in telling the truth, in telling lies. You and I know how we polish ourselves now. Hmm? When you tell the truth and you are being punished, you will re-strategize, you will repackage. And most times, your parents will think you have stopped telling lies. But no, you haven't. You have just gone faster. You have gone ahead of them. And that is what will happen. If you discipline Ashley, yes, put boundaries in place. Yes, put rules around dishonesty, around lies in your home, but don't let it be harsh. All right. Then have safe conversation outside conflict moments. Have safe conversation outside conflict moment. For me, the best time to teach honesty is even when lying has not happened. See, when your child has started lying and you're not trying to teach honesty at that time for the first time, you will miss it. You will miss it. You will miss it. So you start even before your child has not started exhibiting lying. You have a toddler. Yes, you may think that child is small. Keep teaching your child honesty. That's why I keep saying that one of the things that you can do to parent effectively is to give your child identity. Give your child identity. And if you are watching me and you don't have your family system installed, omo, you are wrong. Big galley. I am not afraid to say it. You are wrong. Because these are part of the things that your family system will address. Even before the problem will start, your family system installation will address the problem, the challenge, the possible challenge. It is important to have your family system installed. All right. So you can even say, I realize if possibly trust has been broken, your child has been telling lies consistently, and everything is now upside down. You don't trust your child also can't trust you, you can call your child. Tell your child, I realize I may have made it hard for you to tell the truth before. I understand. Hmm? I understand that I've not been doing well, that I've not created a safe environment for you to be able to say the truth. But now I'm working on being a safe place for you. I want to be a safe place for you. Do you know what that would do? That will invite your child. Your child may be wondering, so what's going to happen? Eh? So by doing that, you are preparing your child, through the journey of restoration. Hmm? And if you are sincere with your word, you are intentional, you will rebuild that connection. That sentence can begin healing. That sentence can begin healing for you and your child. So one day, your child will mess up. Yes, your child will mess up because your child is not perfect. Because you, as a parent, you are not perfect. So one day, your child will mess up. Not something small, hmm? Not something small, but something very, very real. Something real. And in that moment, your child will make a decision. In that particular moment, your child will make a decision. Do I tell my parents or do I hide? Do I tell my parents or do I hide? And that decision will not be based on rules. Take note of what I'm saying. That decision, should I tell my parents or should I hide? That decision will not be based on rules. It will be based on history. On history. On how you have handled situations of life. How you have handled the circumstances when your child are told lies. That will influence the decision that your child will make at that moment. Should I tell my parents or should I hide it? Even at that, as adults, a lot of us, we still commit error. We still make mistakes. Hmm? We still, because we are not perfect. So, the history, that history that will influence your child's decision, whether to tell you or to hide you, is what you are building today. So next time your child lies, in case, next time your child lies, don't just ask, how do I stop this behavior? That shouldn't be the most important thing. But unfortunately, that is what most of us, how do I make my child to stop telling lies? That is what we're after. Don't just ask that question. It's a good question to ask actually, but don't stop there. Ask, what is my child afraid of right now? What is my child afraid of right now? What is making my child not to tell the truth right now? That is a question you should ask. Because when fear goes down, truth comes up. Let me say that again. When fears go down, truth comes up. Trust becomes strong. Trust, it becomes strong. And if this has helped you, if this session has helped you in any way, can you please give me a top up in the chat box? Thank you all for staying with me. Again, I am Ayolua Adedeji, your parenting guru. I am the founder and the lead consultant at the Mother Family Focus. And what we do at the Mother Family Focus is that we teach parents. We equip parents with skills and strategies they need to raise well-rounded children. I am an author. I have written about 9 books and I'm still writing currently. The current book I'm writing is The Hidden Cost of a Broken Home. And trust me, it's going to be raw, it's going to be healing, it's going to be all encompassing. So if you have not gotten my books, the link is in the description box. You can get your copies, you can share with people, buy copies for people who are parenting with you. All right. Every Saturday by 7 p.m., in case you are watching me for the first time, 7 p.m., we are live here talking about parenting, learning parenting. Like I do say, parenting is a skill that we all need to learn. We are not just raising a child. Hmm? We are raising children who feel safe enough to be honest. You are not just parenting. You are raising a child who will be safe enough to be honest, even when they grow into adulthood. If this session has blessed you, please, there are many videos on my YouTube channel. If you have missed any of the session, any of the classes, they are all available on my YouTube channel. And if you have not subscribed to this YouTube channel, please do so now and click the notification button. Every Wednesday, I upload videos on parenting, and every Saturday, we are here 1 hour and we are 15 minutes gone. We are here every Saturday by 7 p.m. And trust me, if you have been missing this class, you have been missing a lot and you are parenting in error. So next week, Saturday, meet me here again by 7 p.m. every Saturday. Until next time, keep parenting with intention.